I'm Paz from the Pixies.
Hey, I'm Joey from Pixies, and these are records in my life.
Guys, thank you so much for being on Records in My Life. We really appreciate your time doing this. Your album is dropping really soon, and the first question is for Joey. You wrote 2 songs on this on the record coming up. Co-wrote. Sorry, correction on that. Yep. Can you tell me about the 2? Tell me about the inspiration behind the 2 songs and whatever inspiration.
There was no inspiration really, other than I was just strumming my guitar. And, I sat right here with a guitar. And when I was trying out guitar at Norm's, I was sitting on a couch and I made sure it felt good in the couch. So those jumbo ones didn't. The one I wanted was like a D18, but I ended up with this little guy, which I love. And then over there is where my girlfriend sat, recording me unbeknownst, and then she played it back for me. That's it, and I liked it.
Fantastic. Thank you. I think I understand. Paz, Paz, I got a question for you. You directed 2 videos now on this album cycle, I believe, and you.
For this album cycle, no, one, and I went to film school. I love making films. My, little videos. I've been doing it for my, bands. Little animations or whatever. And I find so much joy in that. It was one of my, the first one I did was Classic Masher for Pixies, and I did it all in Super 8. They're like, well, you got to deliver, the music video, and I gave them the film, and literally in the reel. But it's something that I'm so happy to be a part of, because it is a part of what I love to do as well. And but now it's not like I don't direct all of them, but I'm involved in it, whether I'm the producer or that I hire a camera. Like I directed Human Crime, but that's not part of this record. And then both of Heaven, I produced, and I hired the director, Charles, who is from France, and he shot it on 16 millimeter. Rented out like a 7-Eleven. Because the song is about going to 7-Eleven, and I love working and collaborating, especially with people who do it for a profession and learn through it, because it's been an interest of mine since I was a child. So I'm so thankful that Pixies allows me to be involved in that.
Do you have a favorite song, Paz, off the new record, off Doggerel?
I'm going to toss around a few different ones, but we were just talking right before with Joey, and we kind of both gravitate for some reason with this one song, Simulated, and I really love Simulated a lot. And I don't know I couldn't tell you exactly why. Sometimes I learn who I am through a song. That it's not like I know what it is that makes me like something. I try not to question it too much, but that one, if someone says, let me hear something, that's the first one I put.
Fantastic. Joey, sir, do you have a favorite song off the record as well?
Yeah, that one. Simulated. Get Simulated.
Get Simulated.
The same one. Okay, great.
Yep.
You both agree on that one. That's wonderful. The band both agrees on their favorite song. That's fantastic. Guys, thank you again for being on Records in My Life. The show is about you, the artist, and the records that inspire you and continue to inspire you. Now, Paz, I'm just going to ask you, because you went to film school, What's your favorite soundtrack?
2001, Space Odyssey.
That's a good one. Beautiful. Stanley Kubrick.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, great. Joey, a question for you. You've just been invited to go up to the moon with Elon Musk, and you can take one record with you.
One record with me. Oh boy, I'd be scared. First of all, I'm not one of those people that's dying to go to space, you know. But if I had to, I'd like to scare the bejesus out of me more, and I just do the like some kind of chanting music, you know. Maybe not Gregorian.
Yes.
No. Let's go with something. Let's go with. I don't know. I have the album right here. I gotta look for it. It's by Handel. It's the one with the harmonica.
You're not gonna say Space Odyssey? Come on.
Space Odyssey.
Just say the same answer, Joey. Come on.
Okay, Space Odyssey. It would be. Space Odyssey would be epic.
Paz, thank you for setting that up on the tee for me. But Joey had other ideas, but still a valid answer. Still very good.
Mm-hmm.
Paz, which album would you love to be a fly on the wall for in the studio of the recording sessions?
I mean, I'm going to say this because, you know, I'm going to say the Velvet Underground, Loaded, because there's so many like questions I have about that record of like, you know, just the Andy Warhol, like the influence of aesthetic versus songwriting, and how one thing kind of took over the other, and the dynamics of where this lyricist, you know, Lou Reed's interaction with John Cale and their relationship during this record.
That's great. That's a great answer. Joey, question for you. For a band, an album you could hear live. If you could hear any record live, which one would it be?
Oh, Dark Side of the Moon. I like to hear that.
Dark Side of the Moon?
Yeah.
The one by Pink Floyd?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to get I'm sorry, good. I'm glad you laughed, thanks. Paz, we just got a few more questions, guys. Thank you for being on Records of My Life. Really appreciate it. I'm going to segue into, because Velvet Underground were a very fashionable, influential band. Do you have an artist or band who's the most fashionable artist you like? Who inspires you fashion-wise?
Any day.
Any day. Who inspires you fashion-wise?
Any day. I'm going to say Salvador Dali. And because he was not only an artist, but his life, every step he took he had to do it with his art. And, you know, whether it's his mustache, in the end, you know, one of the things I love about an artist is that even if you have never heard it before, or never seen the painting before, you see like 1 second or hear 1 second and you know who it is, right? And this kind of staple in life where it's like, it's so them that it's undeniable. It's like looking at them in the face. And when they're not copying anybody, you know, and Salvador Dali walked every day and, you know, just this tiny little, like, you know, everyone knew it was him. Like the Velvet Underground, if you heard like 2 seconds of a song you never heard, it's like, oh, that's the Velvet Underground for sure. You know, and I find that to be my biggest influence. And because also you're talking about fashionable, I mean, come on. I like to his death day, I'm sure, you know, he made sure he looked great every single day and took pride of that.
Fantastic. Great answer. Joey, give me a record from earlier on. And I know you started playing a bit later on in life, if my research is right. Yep. Who was one of the first guitarists that really kind of caught your ear and made you want to pick up a guitar?
The Beatles. You know, the first riff I learned was Day Tripper. And then I learned a silly solo on a Donovan song. Sunshine Superman. And yeah, I learned it. I go, hey, Charles, look. They go like, wow, what a leap, so little learn, you know.
Right, right.
But it's good. I mean, it's kind of like who's that guitarist for Tom Waits? He could have done that, something like that. Yeah.
We just got a couple more questions. Thanks again for being on Records in My Life. This is the fun part of the show. And I'll ask each of you for your answers on this. Weed, water, or wine to write or to listen to your favorite record?
So what the question is, weed, water, or wine as
Yes.
inspiration?
To listen, yes, to listen to your favorite record, like, or to write.
My very, very first time that I heard Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? I was 15 and was the very, very, very first time I smoked weed. And the last time, I that was it for me.
And to write, what about writing? Wine, it's down to wine or water for writing.
Oh, well, I like to be hydrated, but not as much as I like to be dehydrated. So I'm gonna go with wine.
Nice.
Weed, I love listening to music on. You know, it's like when I smoke pot, it's by myself. I can't be around people. You know, and there was this one time where I ate some brownies, and I had no idea. It was my birthday party, and I had no idea that it was laced, you know. And I go like, what's happening? First thing that happened to me was I started crushing. That's when I knew I started crushing potato chips on ice cream. And I go, I don't do this unless I'm like high. I must be high. And then I asked my ex-wife at the time, he goes, I just ate those brownies. Oh yeah, those were surprise for you. And then every record I love. So when I started listening to Cosmic Tones for Mental Therapy by Sun Ra and being fucking amazed by it, I go, I got to be high because it's just blurts and blurts. That's one song.
That's amazing.
Here's the other one. Here's the other one. And a lot of it's like, blurp, 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 blurp. You know, it sounded like computer music. And I was like, oh my God, this is genius. And it probably is. It is. But like I said, I buy records and then I just say, I listen to it. I go, it wasn't what I thought, but I know it's going to have a time and place.
And what about writing? Do you write when you sit down with the guitar? Weed, water, wine?
Well, it has to be water now.
Water
because
down?
if I drink alcohol, test positive for cocaine. That's why.
Okay, that's a valid answer. What is? Let's continue on, Joey. What's your the record of your generation, of your high school years?
Oh, well, I grew up in the burbs, right? So AC/DC was like dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And when people found out I went to the AC/DC concert, I was like the scary guy. So I have to say, you know, Highway to Hell.
Classic.
Every time I listen to that, if it's on the radio, or it goes on my thing, but usually the radio, I have to turn it up. You know, people, you know, it's like, you know, that's when it's easy to listen to music, when it's actually loud. Because, you know, you want to enjoy this record, you got to turn it. And, you know, it's a silly record. I got to admit, but their innuendos are right in your face. They're not hiding it.
Sure.
You know, which is kind of cool, you know. But that's it.
I mean, that some albums are meant to listen to loud. That's obviously one of them. I mean, definitely, for sure. I agree. Paz, question for you.
The Pixies, man.
Yeah. That's a good answer. Yes. Which one? Which Pixies album?
Oh, well, I started with Doolittle.
Right.
You know.
Fantastic.
Started, you know, like how Joey. A lot of times when Joey starts his sentences, he starts right in the middle.
Right.
And then he goes backwards.
Right.
And then he'll go forward. That's how I started the Pixies. Like, Doolittle.
Well, that's a great answer.
I went backwards, and then I went forward, and then I continued on.
I mean, that's another great answer, because that record, like at the time when it came out, it was just like, what the, like, you know, people were legitimately saying that. I'm not trying to, because you guys are in the band, but they're like,
missed my first day of school to watch them play. Open up, for The Cure. My first day of school.
That is fantastic.
At the Dodger Stadium.
Oh, shit.
And I missed my first day of school to go see the Pixies play in 1988.
That's a fantastic story.
89. I can't remember, 88 or 89. I think it was 88.
Yeah, probably 89.
88. So there you go.
That is a wonderful story. I never knew that. That's a great bit of trivia for Pixies fans and Paz fans. It's an amazing story. And
because no one asks, you know. No one asks.
Well,
so there you go. All you gotta do is ask.
Coffee with an artist, alive or dead?
Okay, Joey, you go. I'm a little bit.
I'm trying to think about personality.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there in silence and in awe.
Right.
So
like
I want to like relate to them.
Right.
So having said that, I would love to have coffee with Don Rickles.
Oh, the singers would come one after another.
He's an artist, right?
Yes.
Comedian.
That's a great answer.
I think we would hit it off big time.
I to follow that, I think I know what I'm gonna say, and I don't know why it popped in my head, because it could be like endless, and then you have to choose one. It's like choosing your favorite kid or something, you know. You're like, you know, grandma's like, you're my favorite, but really she's telling that to everybody. So, but one that popped in my head, because I do mention this person quite often as a metaphor towards like how to live life in a sense, and that's Charlie Chaplin. In the way that Charlie Chaplin, he was a musician, so it's very important. But fundamentally, he was a musician. But his art was to make people laugh, but to talk about serious things that was in a playful manner that almost seemed childlike. So he had this like intellect, but the way he, told his intellect was in this very childlike manner that took something heavy to make people laugh, and that kind of genius. And then, did all the music behind it. And like, the thing about silent films, it was like one of the shortest spans of an art form, because it's not film, it's silent film. It's totally different. It's the shortest span of an art form, I think, in history. And I would love to sit, and I guess we would sit in silence, wouldn't we?
Right.
I don't know. Did he talk?
I think he's. That's a good question. Very, very, very private, very private person, I guess.
That's what I mean. I just want to know what he sounded like to talk, because we never got to hear.
Right. Continue. What words of wisdom for your fans and our audience? For you, Paz, and then the last Joey. Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget to be yourself, because everyone's wanting you to be someone else.
Terrific. Joey?
That's a good one. I would say, the things that popping in my mind are like cliches, but the cliches are true.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I would say, for me, don't beat yourself up for mistakes. Learn from them.
Great. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Have a great
Thanks,
day.
Rob.
Good luck with the new record and touring and all that.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Joey.
Hi, I'm Mark Henning, the director and editor of Records in My Life. Guess you liked it because we're here at the end of the video, so hit like, leave us a comment, and subscribe. And if you're feeling supportive, consider clicking over to patreon.com/RIMLTV, and you can help us out there. Cheers. See you next time.